We moved to New York City actually in 2011, and the last 3 or 4 years in New York, we were actually at Liberty. We were at a team night, an all-team meeting in June of 2018, and it was actually the one where Johnny and Tasha, who are the Liberty London pastors, were being commissioned and prayed for by Paul and Andy and the team to be sent to London. And I looked over at my wife, and she was kind of crying softly. I kind of got this strange feeling in my chest, like maybe we should go with them. And that's obviously something that's a big deal. So I was even nervous to say it. On the way home, I was like, what happened there?
I had tears streaming down my face because I heard in my spirit the Lord say, go with them, I am sending you. And I was just in awe of the Spirit and what that would mean for us as a family.
I was too nervous to say what I'd heard, which was, we should go with them too.
Peter has worked for his company for 17 and a half years now, and he has worked really hard and diligently, and so he has great favor with the owner of the company.
I literally just went in front of him one day a week or two later and said, you know how God talked to people in the Bible in the Old Testament, and these people had obeyed God because God called them and told them to go. Well, I feel like God still speaks to people today, and I feel like he's telling our family to move to London and help these friends start a church. And he basically said, go for it, just make sure you're working American hours. And that's obviously a big deal because I'm the COO of the company and I'm based in New York City, and our whole company basically is based in America. It actually turned out I probably witnessed to more people about God's power and faithfulness and my love for him in that stretch of transitioning than I had in the whole prior time to New York City. I think it's just a great opportunity and a witnessing tool about how much we trust God and love God and are doing his will no matter what, even if it's crazy.
This house has been a real big part of our journey. I mean, it's where we live and we've raised our children and we've had great memories, but it's also been where we've hosted weekly dinners here to get people familiar with what a church will look like, what Liberty's like. And here we are coming to England. We're moving our entire family for a church, for God, and it's a sisterhood house. I was looking at the blue placard and it read, in this home, in March 26, 1845, began the first sisterhood of the Church of England since the Reformation. These women had also given up their lives to be a part of God's church and his kingdom.
So we've been in London for 15 months now, and it hasn't always been totally smooth sailing. And it's been a stretching and painful even experience. Both of us have cried multiple times about parenting especially, or just transition in general.
Yeah, and when we answer the call of God to come to London, like that's not just for Peter and I, that's for our children. And so even though like they have really struggled to leave everything they knew behind, their whole lives were really in New York, but like I know that's a call for all of us. It's our best life to be in God's will for us here in London.
So even when my children and family are struggling with trials and tribulations, I do know that we're on the right path, and he has come to give me an abundant life. So that's the encouragement for the hard times. He's been with us every step of the way, even though it hasn't been easy. Even like Paul, he had challenges along the way, shipwrecks and beatings and imprisonments and things like that. Thankfully, we haven't had any of those. But looking back, it's really the best decision we could have made for ourselves, for me personally, for Lora personally, for our family, and then for Liberty London.